Jim and Kim spun a coin 30 times. Whenever the coin showed heads, Jim gave 2 sweets to Kim. When the coin showed tails, Kim gave 3 sweets to Jim. After 30 spins, both Jim and Kim had the same number of sweets as they started with. How many times were tails spun? So I started with by assuming that Jim and Kim start with the same number of sweets, that is, they start with X number of sweets, and also the number of heads is shown as H. So the number of tails would be 30 minus H. That's because the total number of spins is 30 and head plus tail has to be 30. So I make a column like Jim, Kim, and the first, of course, assuming that both have the same number of sweets, so that would be X. Now say the first spin, or if it was a head, then Jim would have X minus 2 sweets because he would give away 2 to Kim, and Kim would have X plus 2 sweets because she receives 2 from Jim. And if the first one was a tail, then it would be X plus 3 since Jim is receiving 3 sweets from Kim and Kim is giving away her 3 sweets to Jim. So she loses 3 sweets, so she would be left with X minus 3 sweets. So now it's time to form the equation. So the equation I have formed is something like this, that if you have X minus 2, we start with head, you assume that if it's X minus 2, and then times head would give you the number of sweets if there is a head for Jim, and also for Jim X plus 3 times the tails would give you the number of sweets that Jim would have or would gain, if it was tails. So I have written X minus 2 times H plus X plus 3 times 30 minus H, and that equals, it would work the same way for Kim, only it would be X plus 2 times heads and X minus 3 times tails being 30 minus H. So we equate the two, and then though it looks a bit complex, lots of unknowns, X and H, and you will see they cancel each other out. So then if I start removing the brackets and multiplying, what I get is XH minus 2H plus 30X plus 90, because it's 30 times 3, 90, and 30X minus XH and minus 3H, and that equals XH plus 2H plus 30X minus 90 minus XH or minus HX and plus 3H. So once we have written these down, you will see there are lots of terms that cancel out. On the left hand side you have XH and you have a minus XH, they cancel out. And again on the right hand side you have an XH and a minus XH to cancel out. Both left and right hand side have a 30X, we cancel them out. So that's what I have done. So, and then you're left with minus 5H plus 90 on the left side, and that would equal plus 5H minus 90 on the right side. So they don't cancel out. So what we have is minus 5H and minus 5H giving us minus 10H equals minus 180, and therefore H is 180 out of 10 and heads become 18. So the number of heads is 18. So the number of tails would be 30 minus 18, and that is 12. So that is the answer to the question. The number of tails spun is 12.